Take a deep breath, relax your shoulders, and let us begin. Today we start with something very important. We start with level-based listening from a 1 to C2. This is not a test that makes you nervous. This is a calm way to understand your English level. Imagine English as a long road. At the beginning of the road, the steps are small and slow. This ISA. 1 level, the language is simple. The sentences are short. The meaning is clear. At a 1 level, you hear things like, I am tired, I like tea, I work in an office. These sentences are easy. They talk about daily life. They talk about you. If you understand these sentences without thinking, that is good. It means your foundation is strong. Now we move a little forward. On the road, this ISA 2 level, the sentences become slightly longer. We add small details, we add time and reason. At a 2 level, you may hear, I usually wake up early because I start work at 9. I am learning English to speak with more confidence. Here, you need to listen a little more carefully, but you should still feel relaxed. If you understand most of what you hear, you are doing well. Now we reach bone level. This is an important step. At B1, English starts to feel more real. People talk about experiences, they talk about feelings, they explain ideas. You may hear sentences like, when I moved to a new city, I felt nervous at first, but slowly I became comfortable. At this level, you may not understand every word, and that is okay. What matters is the main idea. If you understand the story, your level is growing. Take a small pause here. Notice how your listening feels. Is your mind calm, or are you trying too hard? Now we move top 2 level. Here, the language becomes richer. Sentences are longer. Ideas are connected. Opinions are shared. At B2, you may hear, I believe that learning English is not about being perfect, but about being understood and confident. You need more focus here, but you should still follow the meaning. If you can listen and understand without translating every sentence in your head, that is a strong sign. Next, we move TAC 1 level. This is advanced English. The speaker uses complex ideas. There are metaphors. There are opinions with reasons. You may hear something like, language learning is a gradual process that requires patience, consistency, and a willingness to make mistakes. At this level, English flows naturally. You may miss a few words, but you still understand the message. That shows high-level comprehension. Finally, we reach C2 level. This is near-native understanding. The language is fast, the ideas are deep, the structure is complex. At C2 level, English sounds like a normal conversation or lecture. You are not just understanding words, you are understanding tone, emotion, and intention. And now, here is the most important part. This podcast is not asking you to be perfect. It is asking you to listen. Honestly, where do you feel comfortable? Where do you feel lost? That feeling tells you your real level, not a certificate, not a test score. Your understanding tells the truth. As you listen from a 1 to C2, do not judge yourself. Every level is part of the journey. Every level is progress. If a 1 feels easy, be proud. If B1 feels challenging, be patient. If B2 feels exciting, keep going. English is not a race, it is a practice. And today, by listening calmly, you have already improved. Take a moment, relax your breathing, and let us continue gently. Now we move to key point 2. This point is about real English speed and natural flow. This is one of the most important parts of listening practice. Many learners study English for years. They know grammar rules, they know vocabulary lists, but when they hear real English, they feel lost. This is not because they are weak. This is because real English sounds different from textbooks. In real life, people do not speak slowly like a robot. They do not pause after every word. They connect sounds. They shorten words. They speak with rhythm and emotion. Natural English flows like a river. It does not stop for translation. It moves forward smoothly. In this podcast, you will hear English spoken naturally. Not too fast, not too slow, just real. At lower levels, the speed is gentle. The voice is clear. The pronunciation is careful. This helps your ears relax. When your ears are relaxed, your brain learns better. You start recognizing sounds. You start noticing patterns. You stop panicking. For example, in natural speech, going to becomes gonna, want to becomes wanna. Did you sounds like did you? At first, this feels confusing. But slowly, your brain adapts. You stop hearing separate words. You start hearing meaning. This is how children learn language. They do not study rules. They listen again and again, and understanding grows naturally. As the podcast continues, the speed increases little by little. This is done on purpose. Your ears get stronger step by step. You are not pushed suddenly. At intermediate levels, sentences become longer. Speakers explain ideas. They tell short stories. They connect thoughts. You may miss a word. That is okay. Do not stop listening. Do not translate. Just keep going. Your brain is smarter than you think. It fills the gaps. It guesses meaning from context. This is how real listening works. At higher levels, English becomes faster and more expressive. There is emotion in the voice. There is stress on important words. There is music in the language. You begin to hear intonation. You notice how questions rise. You notice how statements fall. This helps you sound more natural when you speak. Listening to natural speed is not just for understanding, it also improves your speaking. When you hear English correctly, you copy it naturally. This is why shadowing is powerful. You listen, you repeat, you follow the rhythm. At first, your mouth feels slow, your tongue feels tired. That is normal. You are training new muscles. With practice, your speech becomes smoother. You stop speaking word by word. You start speaking in phrases. This podcast gives you a safe space. No pressure, no judgment, just listening and repeating. If something feels too fast, do not worry. That level is showing you your next goal. It is not a failure. It is a direction. Remember this, understanding does not come from speed alone. It comes from exposure. The more you hear natural English, the more familiar it becomes. The more familiar it becomes, the more confident you feel. One day you will notice something surprising. English will sound normal, not foreign, not stressful. That moment means your listening has grown. So stay patient, stay calm, let real English flow into your ears, and trust the process. You are learning the way language is truly learned. Let us continue gently. Take a slow breath and listen with calm attention. Now we move to key point 3. This point is about self-testing your English without pressure. This idea is very important for real learning. Many people feel afraid of tests. Tests bring stress. Stress blocks understanding. When you feel nervous, your brain closes. But language learning should feel safe. It should feel natural. It should feel human. In this podcast, you are not asked to pass or fail. There are no scores. There are no red marks. There is only listening. You listen, you understand, or you do not, and both results are okay. This is a gentle way to test yourself. You simply notice how much you understand. You notice how comfortable you feel. If you understand most of what you hear, that level is good for you. If you feel lost, that level is a sign to slow down. This kind of self-test is honest. It shows your real level, not your memorization, not your grammar knowledge, but your true listening ability. While listening, ask yourself simple questions. Do I understand the main idea? Can I follow the story? Do I feel relaxed or tense? These answers tell you everything. If you miss a word, do not panic. Real listening is not about hearing every word. Even native speakers miss words sometimes. Understanding meaning is what matters. This podcast helps you learn to accept not knowing, and this is powerful. When you accept uncertainty, your brain stays open. You keep listening, you keep learning. Many learners stop listening when they feel confused. They pause, they rewind too much, they get frustrated. Here, you are invited to keep going. Let the sound continue. Let meaning arrive naturally. This builds confidence. Confidence comes from calm exposure, not from pressure. As levels change in the podcast, you will feel shifts. Some parts feel easy, some feel challenging. This is not random, this is information. Easy parts show your comfort zone. Hard parts show your growth zone. Both are valuable. Without pressure, you become honest with yourself. You stop pretending. You stop guessing your level. You feel it clearly. This helps you choose better practice. You know what to repeat. You know what to review. You know what to aim for next. This method also protects your motivation. When there is no fear of failure, you enjoy learning more. Enjoyment keeps you consistent. Consistency brings progress. This podcast respects your pace. It does not rush you. It does not judge you. It gives you permission to be a learner, not perfect, just progressing. Over time, something beautiful happens. You stop fearing English. You stop fearing listening. English becomes a sound you explore, not a test you survive. This is how confidence is built, quietly, slowly, naturally. So as you listen, stay gentle with yourself. Notice understanding. Notice confusion. Both are teachers. There is no failure here, only information, only growth. And with every calm listening session, your English becomes clearer, stronger, more natural. You are learning wisely. Let us move forward calmly. Take another slow breath and stay with the sound. Now we arrive at key point 4. This point is about vocabulary and grammar progression, but not in a textbook way, in a natural, listening-first way. Language grows step by step. It does not jump. Your brain learns patterns slowly, and listening helps these patterns settle. In this podcast, vocabulary and grammar change gently. At the beginning, words are simple. Sentences are short. Meaning is clear. This is how beginners learn best. Simple words create confidence. Confidence creates attention. Attention creates learning. At early levels, you hear common words. Words used every day. Words you can repeat easily. You hear clear sentence structures. Subject, verb, object. These patterns repeat again and again. Repetition is not boring. Repetition is how the brain remembers. As the podcast moves forward, sentences grow slightly longer. New words appear slowly. This is important. Too many new words at once create overload. Overload blocks understanding. New vocabulary arrives naturally. Often, the meaning is clear from context. You do not need a dictionary. Your brain guesses meaning. This is real learning. Grammar also develops quietly. You are not told rules. You hear them. You hear past tense used in stories. You hear future ideas spoken naturally. You hear questions formed again and again. Your brain notices patterns. This happens without effort, without memorization. At higher levels, sentences become richer. Ideas connect. Opinions appear. But this happens slowly, step by step, level by level. You always feel slightly challenged, but not lost. This balance is powerful. When grammar grows naturally, you stop translating in your head, you start understanding directly. This is a key sign of progress. Vocabulary also becomes more flexible. You hear the same idea said in different ways. This builds depth. You learn that English is not one sentence, it is many choices. This helps speaking later, because you do not rely on one phrase. You feel free. Listening to structured progression trains your intuition. You feel when a sentence sounds right, even if you cannot explain why. This is true fluency. Textbooks explain rules. Listening builds feeling. Feeling is faster. This podcast respects how the brain learns language, through exposure, through repetition, through context. You do not need to study grammar separately. Listening does the work. Over time, you notice changes. You understand more. You recognize patterns faster. You feel comfortable with complexity. This growth is quiet, but strong. You are not forcing language into your brain. You are letting it enter naturally. This makes learning sustainable. You do not burn out. You do not feel overwhelmed. You trust the process. Every level prepares you for the next. Nothing is skipped. Nothing is rushed. This creates a solid foundation. So when you listen, relax. Let words come. Let grammar unfold. Your brain is learning, even when you feel passive. This is how real language grows. Slowly, naturally, and deeply. You are building English that lasts. Let us continue calmly. Stay relaxed. Stay present with the sound. Now we move to key point 5. This point is about shadowing for fast improvement. Shadowing is simple, but very powerful. Shadowing means listening and repeating. You hear a sentence, you repeat it aloud, slowly, clearly. You do not rush. You do not worry about mistakes. Shadowing trains your mouth. It trains your ears. It trains your brain at the same time. When you only listen, your understanding grows. But when you listen and repeat, your speaking grows faster. This podcast uses shadowing gently. You hear natural English. You copy the rhythm. You copy the sound. This is important. English is not only words. English is music. It has stress. It has flow. Shadowing helps you feel this music. At first, repeating feels strange. Your mouth may feel slow. Your tongue may feel tired. This is normal. You are building new habits, new movements, new sounds. The podcast gives you time. Sentences are not rushed. Pauses are natural. You can repeat without pressure. You can repeat once. You can repeat twice. You can repeat many times. There is no rule. Shadowing improves pronunciation. You hear how words connect. You stop speaking word by word. You start speaking in groups, in phrases, in rhythm. This is how fluent speakers speak. Shadowing also builds confidence, because you are not creating sentences alone. You are following a model. This reduces fear. You feel supported by the sound. You are never alone. Over time, something changes. Your mouth moves automatically. Your brain stops translating. You speak before thinking. This is a big step. Shadowing also improves listening, because you must listen 10 carefully to repeat. You notice details. You hear endings. You hear stress. You hear tone. Your ear becomes sharper. This helps real conversations. When someone speaks fast, you do not panic. You recognize patterns. Shadowing also helps memory. Repeating fixes sentences in your mind. They become ready to use later. When you speak, these sentences appear naturally. You do not search for words. They come. This is why shadowing is fast, not stressful, not complicated. You do not need a partner. You do not need correction. You only need consistency. A few minutes every day is enough. Short practice is powerful. Long breaks, slow progress. This podcast fits into daily life. Morning, evening, walking, resting. You can shadow quietly. You can shadow aloud. Both help. Do not aim for perfection. Aim for rhythm. Aim for calm repetition. Mistakes are part of learning. Your brain adjusts automatically. With time, you feel more natural, more relaxed. You start enjoying English, not fearing it. This enjoyment is important because enjoyment keeps you going. Shadowing turns learning into habit. Habit turns effort into ease. Slow practice creates strong results. So listen, repeat, breathe. Your English is growing, one sentence at a time, one calm repetition at a time. You are moving forward, and you are doing it the right way. Take a slow breath, relax your shoulders. Let us continue together. Now we move to key point 6. This point is about clear signs to know your true English level. Many learners ask the same question. What is my level? Am I a 1? Am I B1? Am I advanced? This podcast helps you feel the answer, not through tests, not through scores, but through understanding. As you listen, your body gives signals. Your mind gives signals. When the English is easy, you feel calm. You understand without effort. This is an important sign. You do not translate. You do not pause often. The meaning comes naturally. This means the level is comfortable for you. When the English becomes harder, you notice changes. You start focusing more. You may miss some words. You still understand the idea, but not every detail. This is growth level. This level is perfect for learning. Then there may be a point where the English feels heavy. Sentences feel long. Vocabulary feels new. You may feel tired. This is not failure. This is information. Your true level is just below this point. The podcast helps you find this moment calmly, without judgment, without pressure. You learn to listen to yourself. Understanding your level helps you choose better practice. You stop wasting time on material that is too easy. You stop feeling lost with material that is too hard. You find balance. This is powerful. The podcast moves from simple language to more complex ideas. You hear clear differences. At beginner levels, sentences are short, words are common, ideas are concrete. You understand actions, daily life, simple feelings. At intermediate levels, sentences connect ideas. There is cause and result, time and opinion. You think more. At advanced levels, language becomes abstract, ideas become deeper, opinions become subtle. You may still understand, but with effort, this effort shows your edge. Your edge is where growth happens. This podcast teaches you that it is okay not to understand everything. Even native speakers, not understand everything. What matters is comfort. Can you follow the main idea? Can you stay calm while listening? These are signs of your level. You also notice your reaction to speed. Slow English feels safe. Faster English feels challenging. Again, this is information. The podcast helps you accept this. No shame, no comparison. Everyone has a different journey. Knowing your level builds confidence. You stop guessing. You stop doubting. You know where you are. This clarity removes anxiety. You stop saying, "My English is bad." You start saying, "My English is at this level." This changes your mindset. When you know your level, you practice with purpose. You choose the right podcasts, the right books, the right conversations. Progress becomes faster. You also learn patience. Levels change slowly, but they do change. When you listen again after some time, you notice improvement. What was difficult before feels easier now. This is motivating. The podcast becomes a mirror. It reflects your growth. Not once, but many times, you can return to it. You can test again. You can feel progress. This is real learning. No fear, no pressure, only awareness. So listen gently. Notice your comfort. Notice your effort. Your level is not a label. It is a guide. And with practice, that guide moves forward. You are learning, you are improving, and you are doing it naturally. Stay calm, stay consistent. Your English is growing every day.